Hey everyone, Secret Magician 21 here, back into magic. So what we're going to do is something interesting today. I found out a card trick that can definitely fool most of your friends. It's called the something trick. The something trick is very fascinating because it uses a lot of sleight of hands, which I'll tell you in the tutorial. Therefore, I guess I'm making a tutorial. So here we go. Here's the performance. We have a normal pack of cards, but I'm not going to use all the pack of cards. Well, the cards in the pack, because that can get pretty complicated. So we're going to make this simple and just use 1, 2, 3, and 4 cards. We'll leave the rest right over there. So in this something trick, we're going to have you locate the 2 of hearts. Where's the 2 of hearts? Well, that's pretty simple, Secret Magician 21. It's right over there. But if I were to take the packet and reverse the order, that would obviously make the 2 of hearts on top. But if I take it, place it right over there, you think it's on the bottom, but guess what? I snap my fingers, it jumps to the top. I'll take the 2 of hearts, place it right over there in the center of the packet. Guess what? I snap my fingers, boom, it's on top. I'll place the 2 of hearts on the table and it's still on top. Once more, I place it right over there and it's still on top. I'll take the 2 of hearts, place it right on the bottom. Once more, it is on top. I'll take the 2 of hearts, place it clear on the table. Yeah, I snap my fingers and boom, it is on top. You would think all 4 cards are all 2 of hearts, and that's completely fair to think so, because that's what it looks like apparently. So I could prove you wrong. Over here, look, it's a 10. Over here is a second 10. Over here is a third 10. And over here is a fourth 10. So in fact, all 4 cards are all 10 of spades. And there's no 2 of hearts whatsoever. So you basically lost the game, sucker. I'm just kidding. What's really confusing here is that if I take the time to shake up the cards, all the cards disappear and the jokers come back. So there's one joker, there's another joker, over here's a third joker, that's a fourth joker. Bam. Well, now it's time for the tutorial. Well, all you have is 4 cards right here. You see, it's 4 cards. There we go. That's the tutorial, and I'll see you next time. I'm just kidding. We have the 4 cards here. 2 jokers, 10, and a 2. You might be surprised because you might be thinking some other explanation, but no, it's quite simple. All you need to know how to do to execute. Alright, hold on here. All you need to know how to do to execute this trick is the double lift or the triple lift. So why don't you grab your 2 jokers, your 2 of hearts, and your 10 of spades. It could be some other 2 cards, but just make sure it's very different from each other. So when you start out, you want to have the 10 on the top, the joker, and the 2 of hearts on the bottom. That's where you want to start out to say, look, 2 of hearts is on the bottom. But if I were to take those 4 cards out of the deck, you want to order it with 2 jokers on top, a 10 and a 2. Place it on the top of the deck and say, all I've got here is 1, 2, 3, and 4 that I'm going to use for this trick. And then once you do that, it'll automatically be in this order. Alright, so once you have it in this order, it's pretty much up to you now to present it however you'd like. So you just say, all I have here are the 2 of hearts, so why don't you keep track of that 2 of hearts? And you just like, whatever effect you want. 2 of hearts is still there. But when you say to reverse the order, shoot, I forgot what it's called, but you take 1 card off the top And those beginners out there trying to learn this trick probably don't even care what this is, but what you want to do is push over one card. So here, you're pushing over one card, pushing over two cards now, while returning this card back. Then, you push over the last two cards. Alright, that may be confusing for some of you, but let's go over it one more time. We have one, the top card. You push over two cards with your thumb to make it look like one card. One, two. As you do that, you return this card back to the bottom while you grab those two cards you just pushed over with your thumb. Then you say 3 and then 4. I'm sorry guys for not knowing the name of this sleight of hand on the spot, but please comment below if you recognize it so that the beginners may know what to look for. So once you've done that sleight of hand move, you are able to do a double lift to say the 2 of hearts would be on top after you reversed the pack. So while the spectator thinks it's on top, you take the top card, which is just the 10, bring it right on the bottom and say, boom, the 2 of hearts is on top. Then you spread out the cards, say, I'm going to take the 2 of hearts, place it right over there in the center of the packet. What you do is just place it in the 3rd position and say, boom, you do a triple lift. Say that the 2 of hearts has jumped to the top. Then you'll take the 2 of hearts, or what the spectator thinks is the 2 of hearts, really is the joker, place it on the table, then do another double lift and say, and it's still on top. Then you push off one card, which happens to be another joker, put it right over there on the bottom, and just turn over the top card, the 2 of hearts. You flip it over, take 2 cards, make it look like one, and place it right over there on the bottom. And then you say, you think it's on the bottom once more, it is on top. While you do another double lift. You flip it over, put that card on the table, which is really the top card. The 2 of hearts is now here. So you say, boom, it's still on top. Then obviously you're not going to show that the 10 could be the 2 of hearts. So you flip over the 2, discreetly just place it over there and just casually pick everything up. Just scoop everything. So you're from here, flip it over, place it on the bottom, and just, excuse me here, scoop it up. Alright, so now this should be the correct order of the packet. So now your 10 is in the 3rd position. What you want to do is say, look, I can prove you wrong. I'm not using all 4 2 of hearts. There's a 10 right over here. You do a triple lift. Okay, you push off one, and then you do a double lift. Here's another 10. You push off another, and the 3rd card's obviously already a 10, so just flip that one over. That's a 3rd 10, and here comes a little bit of tricky part that the audience might see if you're too close up. When you flip over the 3rd card, as you're flipping it back over, you push it off and you catch a break with your finger right under here, so that there's a little bit of space where you could slide off the 3rd card and flip it over as if it's the 4th. So once again, turn that over, catch a break between those 2 cards, and just slide this over. Okay? Then you say all 4 cards are all 10 of spades by just peeling off the top. So after that, here comes the part where you reveal all 4 jokers. You peel off with your index finger and your thumb, peel off the top and the bottom. So basically you're just peeling it off. Now you have 2 cards in this little thing here. You flip it over. That's another. Excuse me. Here's another joker. Alright, you know what? It is very difficult to do this slow, so here. Slide off the top and bottom. Bam. Here's the first joker. Place that on the table. You take off the top card and grab the 2 cards on the bottom. Here's a second joker. Put that on the table. And then the rest will be jokers. So that's how you perform the something trick. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.